Hey everyone, this is Apple Prince Eric here and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, would like to talk about the showcasing about the newly released top tier American Destroyer Burrows. So this was coming after its full release, after 2 months for early access since on July 2025 in this year. So I hope you enjoy about it. But in this video, we would like to talk about the showcasing some upgrades and recommended commander skills in the ship. So American Destroyers, which is gonna be a gunslinger builds. So this one's most like the destroyer leaders. Alright, so I hope you enjoy for that and let's go get to it. Okay, so let's talk about Burrows. So Burrows was a year of design 1951 in which takes place after the Second World War. In the height of the Cold War, the confrontation between the East and the West, the communism and the capitalism. So, the Burrows is designated as a destroyer leader with a 137mm guns, with having a single quintuple torpedo launchers in this place. But the ship was never materialized after its First World War. After its Second World War. But as for Burrows itself, which is not real, which is not representation in the real life. The ship named after William Ward Burrows II. She is the U.S. naval officer during the War of 1812 when he was immediately killed in action. Alright, so let's head on to the port. Okay, so this is the Burrows. It's a destroyer leader, 137mm guns. But in war, the warships could believe for that as the gunslinger, due to its primary focus gun build, with the ammunition type unavailable of the high explosives and semi-armor piercing shells, but the armored explosives in the ship not available. So let's check out the armor layout. The armor layouts consist the 13 to 25 millimeters of armor, which is the lightly structured armor that you would never be survive the high explosive shells. And for sometimes called the over penetrations, the armor piercing shells coming from directly by enemy ships. So this is the 13mm armor plating in the ship plating, and some of the fore and for some the plates are the 25mm of armor. So be sure to check it out in these side measures, the countermeasures against enemy ships with the high caliber guns. So you won't be survived for that. Alright, so let's talk about survivability. The hit points is 28,800 with the commander skills and upgrades. The main battery consists the 137mm 48 Mark 1 or the twin 1 mount. So was the main battery gun for the use of Burrows, with the high caliber guns. The firing range is about 15.7 kilometers by having 3x2. The reload time is 2.9 seconds. Without upgrade, will be go on the 4-second time. 180-degree turn time, 14.4 seconds. The minimum shell type switching will be the same as much for the reload time. Dispersion is 124 meters and the range is 15.7 kilometers. For the ammunition type using 137mm HE Mod 1, the damage is about 1950. The chances of cross fire will be 9%, velocity is of 823 meters per second, and penetration capacity 23 millimeters. For semi-armor piercing shells, we got the 137mm CS Mod 1. The damage is about 3000, armor penetration capacity 38mm, and initial velocity 823 meters per second. So basically, you're gonna fire on either high explosive or semi-armor piercing shells against ships. Some ships you have to suffice to say for destroyers will be used both ammunition types. And for some cruisers and battleships, we'll go on for the soft shells directly. As for torpedoes, we got a single quintuple torpedo launchers. We got 1x5 533mm Mark 14. This is the same torpedo armament was used for gearing. Having the torpedo Mark 16 Mod 1, we got the range is about 10.5 kilometers. Damage is 19,033. Speed is about 66 knots and detectability range 1.4 kilometer. For depth charges for the users against submarine. The depth charges of the Burrows is located on the midsection and the stern, most notably for some dropping charges below what you kinda you don't know for that? I don't know. Okay, so maximum damage we got 5,100. We got 2 charges. We got 16 bombs in charge, and the reload time is about 40 seconds per each. For the AA defenses consist the AA guns 20mm oil icon, 76.2mm 50 Mark 22 on the Mark 34 mount, and the 76.2mm 50 Mark 22 on the Mark 33 mount, and finally for the use its main battery gun. Notably, these anti-aircraft defenses for the use of the Salem, particularly, especially her sister ship Des Moines. The continuous damage is about 261, the shell explosions in contact 2029. Sector reinforcement on both sides we got 35%, the fighting range is 5.8 kilometers. For the next one is maneuverability. The maximum speed is 38.9 knots. Circle radius we got 720 meters per second, and the rudder shift time 5 seconds. And for the lastly is for the concealment. So the detectability range by sea is about 6.5 kilometers with upgrades and commander skills. Range by depth from 0 to 3.5 kilometers. Range by air will be the same range by depths. And assured detectability range is 2 kilometers. If your detectability after firing main gun smoke will be 3.3 kilometers. For the air, when the detectability warship is on fire, we got 5.5 kilometers. And for the ranges by sea, you will get a ship detectability by fire will be 8.5 kilometers. So I hope you enjoyed for that the specifications about the top tier the recently fully released the American Destroyer Burrows so far. Okay, so let's get up to it. Alright, so let's start off with the commander skills. So the commander skills that I would recommend for this one, especially for these mods, for effectively focus about the gunslinger build or simply gun build. The first 10 skill points for destroyers we got preventive maintenance. Last stand is very important for destroyers because the incapacitation of the modules. Survivability expert, you gotta need to do that for the increased hit points. And finally, the concealment expert is the most recommended for this build. For the last remaining for that is particularly the grease the gears. You should gotta be adrenaline rush. I hope you recommend it for the skill. When your ship decreases HP, the adrenaline rush will be activated. Next one is to reduces reload time by using the main battery and A specialist. And the last one is the main battery and A expert. You will get increases main battery fighter range and the damage from A shell explosions. Okay, last but not least for the upgrades. The equipment will going to be used for destroyers. On top of that, the second upgrade slot will going to taking care of the engine boost mod 1. But however, this is truly recommendation for this. Okay, for the first slot we got main armaments mod 1. The second slot will be take engine boost protection or an engine boost modification 1. The third slot will take aiming systems mod 1. The fourth will be prop mod 1. The fifth will be concealment system mod 1. And the lastly goes on the main battery mod 3. Now, one of the most important American destroyers in this feature is a smoke generator. You can see this a timer duration in the icon though. You may pressing its T when you use it for that the activation for some time, but you will have to wait for the 25 seconds, but you will go on reactivate it for some time by pressing T it again. So it has to be a single charges. We got the total usage time will be 200 seconds, the action time will be 15 seconds, and the cooldown time will be 90 seconds. By pressing T, if we activate the smoke generator, would be a similar of the exhaust smoke generator this time. But pressing T again will be deactivated for some time, but it will immediately went out for a cooldown. The last of them, we should the remaining part of it, the damage control party and the engine boost. So basically, the only top tier American destroyer without its feature, the defensive A fire consumable like gearing. And so I hope you enjoy for that about my showcasing onto the newly full released American Destroyer Burrows so far. I hope you enjoy for that. And also, by the way, I hope you enjoy about my gameplay that I ever recorded from last week. So technically I was very busy at the time for some digging up into my troubles yet again, but I do myself ahead for the challenging. So I hope you enjoy for that, but the public test is still ongoing, but I hope you enjoy for that to take the Red Slopes honors for the 14.8 anniversary on the World of Warships campaign. So one last thing is about the Lucian B docket that I will never record it about this first showcase immediately, because it's 2 years ago that happened that I already for that the Lucian docket showcase way back 2 years ago. So I will skip on this entirely. But if you wanted to check it out, the Lucian docket showcase, I'll link in the description below. Okay, so I hope you enjoy, and thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell notification icon. And don't forget, if you wanted to watch it for my gameplay of the American Destroyer Burrows ever so far, please sure to link down. There's a link down in the description below. So I hope you enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next video session. Peace out, guys.